Do you need to or want to have some difficult conversations? I hear you. In this video, I give you 2 ways that you can get started with those difficult conversations. Hey everybody, this is Small Changes Are Huge. We say that make a small change in your life, commit to it for 8 days straight, and watch what happens. I'm Crystal Williamson, and if you're a current subscriber, here's a virtual hug. If you're new to this channel, welcome. So the first way to get started with a difficult conversation is you have to come from a place of curiosity. It's interesting, with quite a number of words, if the only way I can define them is by using them in a sentence, like I'm curious because I'm curious, I really need to look it up in the dictionary. So yes, I look up a lot of words in the dictionary, and curiosity is definitely one word I did look up. Curiosity, I was thinking it's a desire to know something, but really the dictionary talks about it's a strong desire to know something, which takes curiosity to another level. So if you start from a place of curiosity, it's a place where you can get a lot of ideas generating in your mind rather than being combative. Well, I think this is right. I had a curious conversation, and it was a conversation. It wasn't a confrontation, by the way. I had a great conversation with someone over, yes, it was precipitated by the George Floyd murder, but it was about race in this country. And he made the comment that, well, I was never a slave owner. You were not a slave. Why are we still in this situation? So he came from a place of curiosity as opposed to pointing and saying, but because I'm not from this place, why are we still here? And we could open up a conversation because I've worked a lot with people who've had trauma. And one thing about trauma, it doesn't stop with one person if it's not healed. It's intergenerational. A lot of countries, a lot of war-torn circumstances, people who are POWs, people who are refugees, a lot of that trauma continues for multi-generations. A lot of the children of Holocaust survivors and grandchildren go through trauma therapy. Native Americans, indigenous people in the United States still go through trauma therapy. I don't know if it happens in other countries, but I know it happens here. Trauma is intergenerational. And African Americans who are descendants of slaves, we haven't had any trauma therapy. So if I haven't had any trauma therapy and you haven't either as a potential slave owner, perhaps years ago, we're still coming from a place of being traumatized. It's great though to start that curious conversation, and this way we could keep going. We can have a dialogue. It's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. That's what a conversation is. The second way that you can start your difficult conversation is to talk, then listen. Rinse, lather, repeat. Talk, then listen. If I keep talking over you, I'm not hearing you. I'm not listening to you. This way, again, remember I was just talking about dialogue. A dialogue is not a monologue. If I'm speaking over you, it's a monologue. If I'm thinking, what am I going to say when you're finished? That's pretty much close to being a monologue too, because I just want to get my point across at this point. So I have to come from a place where I'm going to talk and to listen and just keep that going. I joke about the instructions of shampooing your hair, rinse, lather, and repeat. It's the same with conversations. If I talk and listen, that's where things can be constructive as opposed to being combative. So always come from a place of curiosity and talk and listen and talk and listen. Now, I know I said to everyone I'd give you 2 ways that you can get started with those difficult conversations, because you come from a place of curiosity, and the second part is to talk and then listen. But really, the third thing, which is always the fundamental thing for difficult conversations, is take care of yourself. Really, take care of your spiritual part of you, the physical part of you, the intellectual part of you, and the mental part of you. This way, again, you can be constructive about the dialogue that you're having with someone. Always know you're coming from a dialogue. Why this is important, I don't know about you. Like I said, I've had a lot of difficult conversations lately. A lot of conversations where people speaking to me, and some people were coming from a place of curiosity, and some people knew that I've done some trauma therapy. I'm an African American. Not that I'm speaking for all African Americans or Black folks. I can just speak for me. The part that I know that really hit me the most was that a lot of these difficult conversations are exhausting. Even if it's a 5-minute conversation, it's something I think maybe because of the trauma that it's been welling up for a long, long time. So it's exhausting. So if you know you're going to do something that's exhausting, take care of yourself beforehand. Before you run any type of race or you run a marathon, you're going to prepare yourself a lot beforehand. Conversations are no different, because if you know that this might get a little sketchy, then take care of yourself beforehand. Always know that you're going to come from a place of being curious, to talk and then listen, and take care of yourself. This way, life improves. I'm telling you, make a small change, it will improve to the nth degree, just within a short period of time. Thank you so much for being here with the Small Changes Are Huge crew. Again, if you're a subscriber, I'll see you in a week. Hope to see you soon.